Go.
So cool.
All right, line it up. Please line up. This one does. Oh, good.
That's the coolest way to ever end a D23.
That was a great way to conclude it on the last day.
So we've reached our final day, and though it's sad, this has been a very fun weekend. I can't speak for everyone else, but I've been really enjoying myself. So I did get a little dehydrated last night, but we're good to go today. We're gonna drink water. We're gonna make the most of what we have left.
Within us to create our worlds. Hey everybody. I'm Nicole Brown and I'll be your host today as we take a peek behind the scenes to see how some of the artists and creators here at Disney are continuing to expand the world of my favorite princess, the fabulous, the one and only Princess Tiana.
Shining bright, so make a wish and hold on tight. There's magic in the air tonight, and anything can happen.
Just look at him, Mom. Doesn't it just make you want to cry?
I'm almost there. I'm almost there. People down here think I'm crazy, but I don't care. Trials and tribulations, I've had my share, but I've climbed the mountain, I've crossed the river, and I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
Oh, it is such a fantastic movie. Now, are you ready to journey down to New Orleans through the bayou and beyond? Okay. Welcome the Anika Noni Rose! And her dress. Next up, she is the talented director and writer of Walt Disney Animation. Yeah, girl, hold it up right. Perch it up there. Just perch it up and let them see it. She is the talented director and writer of Walt Disney Animation Studios' upcoming Disney Plus Tiana series. Yes, which continues Tiana's adventures and brings us into the journey to her finding her happily ever after. Please welcome the Joyce Cherie. The three creative leads who brought the new Disney Parks attraction, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, to life. Now it's open at Walt Disney World right now, by the way. Meet Imagineers, Ryan Smith, Sharita Carter, and Ted Robledo. And you know what, I'm gonna need y'all to give it up a little more for these Imagineers, because we don't have half the stuff we love without Imagineers. Been on this road and this ride from the very beginning. So can you share with us when you first heard about Disney making this film? what the audition process was like and what it was like to work on it.
Well, I had a meeting with Disney in 2005. I had just finished doing Caroline or Change on Broadway, and we had brought it to. We had brought it to.
Listen, she's very humble. She's a Disney legend. She's got a Tony. Come on, girl, talk about it.
Got a couple shiny things in the house.
That's shiny.
So we were doing Caroline or Change at the Amundsen in LA. And Disney asked to have a meeting with me, and I went in, and they were like, yeah, we have some things coming up. And I was like, excellent. I would love to be a tick, or a flea, or whatever else y'all got going on. I can be inanimate. It's okay. I've got noises, and I'm ready. And they were like, well, actually, we have some things coming up. We're thinking of maybe setting something in Africa. We don't know yet, but we've got you in mind. And I was like, perfect, because I'm ready. They started doing Princess and the Frog auditions. My first audition was the morning after the LA premiere of Dreamgirls.
Girl.
Yes. So I did a carpet and I went home. I did not bop. I did not have anything lovely to eat. I went home. And I worked on my lines and I worked on my music with my sister-in-law, and that was the first one. And I had two more, and they were sort of spread out. The second one, I had been in Australia. I was going to Australia to work, and the night before I got on the plane, they were like, we want you to come in 2 days from then.
That's a 17-hour.
That's a, come on.
It's about 12.
So I went to Australia, I shot my scenes, I packed my bag, I got back on the plane, I came back to LA, I took a quick nap, and I had my second audition. And you know, usually you're like, that's too much. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. But in this moment, in this position, I read those sides, because they never give you a full script. It's very secret, so they give you what they call sides, which are maybe a few scenes. And sometimes they lie. It's not actually going to be in the movie. It's something they made up in case you're crazy and you want to share it with friends. So I read those sides, and I thought, I know this girl. I am this girl. I am from a small town. I did have very big dreams that people didn't really get and said that I could not do. And I knew.
Where they at now?
Well, we here. I knew that this was for me. And I don't say that with a whole lot of ego. I think sometimes you just feel something in your spirit. I knew it was for me. So I made that audition work. And then we had one more, and it was sometime after, there was an Oscars 2006 or something, and I was actually performing then, and I saw Randy Newman on stage, and I didn't know what to do. I knew at that point that some other people were in the running, and I saw him, and I'm weird, and I don't know how to handle those things. Some people are so good at massaging that, and I just want to be like, hey, is it me? Because I would love to do it, is it me? So I was just like, hi, Mr. Newman, I'm so glad to see you. I don't know if you remember me, I'm Anika, I was in the room with you at Disney. And he was really nice and very chill. And then I just went away and felt crazy for a little while. And it took a while. It was a journey.
This is so funny because Anika and I are friends, and I've never heard this story like this. That's why I'm leaning in like, girl, tell me more of the tea. But I understand that feeling. Sometimes you just know that it's your thing, and absolutely, Tiana is you, baby. So yes, this was yours from the beginning.
Woo!
Joyce. What memories, adventures for Tiana, and I'm going to say the proper name, Disney Animation, Disney Plus series Tiana, which is currently in production. How does it feel for you to see the movie and then they hand the torch to you?
Yeah, it's a complete dream come true. And seeing it, it was one of the things that I really loved about seeing it, more than what Tiana represents and being able to see myself on screen. It was really the representation of her parents on screen as well. I had never, up until that point, seen my parents represented in animation in that particular way, and I found that to be deeply personal, and their support of her and their guidance of her and her just having that system in place is something that I experienced, and it was really resonated with me. So it is a complete honor to be able to continue her story. I'm from Norfolk, Virginia, so also being a Southern girl a little bit, I'm just like, a dream. I was like, Disney, you want me? Yes, of course, I'll do it. And so it's just been such a it's just a fun time of like exploring, deepening her story and because she's far from finished from what we saw in the film. And just having her go on this next adventure, it's just really exciting. I can't wait for everybody to see it.
We can't wait to see it. Yes. That same question to Sharita, Ted, and Carmen. What was it like for you to, be a part of to see Tiana, see the film, and then be handed the opportunity to expand her world?
Okay, I'll go first.
Yes, you go first.
Okay. I have to tell you, I was so excited when I saw the film. And meeting Princess Tiana, it was love at first sight. So much so that I got on a plane and I flew to New Orleans for a Princess Tiana themed ball that they were having, where a lot of the production crew from the film was attending as well. And I went all out. I went out and got my green dress. I dressed up. And I can tell you, it's the very first time that I dressed up like a princess.
Aww.
Yes, and it was such a magical evening.
Yeah.
So to now be able to give her a dimensional space in our parks at Magic Kingdom and Disneyland, and to work with the incredible team of Imagineers that we have worked with on this journey is so special to me. It's such an honor.
Yeah.
Well, when I was around when the movie was being created, and when I saw Princess Tiana, coming to life, I knew that we had to create a tangible and definitive presence for people to actually experience her as a real princess. And so, again, it has been an amazing adventure. Sharita and Ted and the entire Imagineering team that helped bring this together. It really was like magic, bringing this story together and realizing that we're telling this next chapter, which is going to let us look at her life in the next phase, which is, yes, she opened up Tiana's Palace, but now she has Tiana's Food. She is an entrepreneur. She has hired the community. It is an amazing journey to see how this princess has grown and has these attributes and values that we all aspire to or all believe in.
Yes. Ted.
Well,
You can tell.
let me tell you, we brought together, honestly, a dream team of Imagineers. And I remember when I first saw this film, it touched me in so many different ways. I'm a child of immigrants, and to sort of see that injection of color and people of history from somewhere like New Orleans, which has a deep history of an immigrant culture. I'm a huge jazz fan. I love music. I play music myself.
He's a great musician.
Everybody's so humble.
I did not know that. I'm learning that right now today.
So many core. I don't want to follow her. I'm just saying. Let me be the opening guy.
No one does.
But there's an amazing legacy, throughout this attraction. We wanted to honor that beautiful story from The Princess and the Frog. But again, as you guys have mentioned, take it to this other place and explore a lot more of what makes Tiana special, what makes her relevant, and really what makes her story something that so many families can feel a connection to in that very unique way.
Listen, she's coming off of something and she still came here to be with us. Y'all need to realize that. Because I know people that would have a little scratch in the throat and they like, I'm not going. And she said, no, they coming, I'm coming for them. All right. Anika, there is something truly special about Tiana as a character. I'd love to hear from you. What do you think it is that makes her that makes people connect with her the way that we do?
Well, it's funny that you should ask that today. I mean, people have asked me that over the years, but I was responding to people on Instagram yesterday, and I put up a post about some things that I did yesterday, and someone commented, "The People's Princess." And that was very, very moving to me. Because she is regal, and otherworldly, but she is also very much planted on the ground and very real and open and honest, and she has flaws, and she's not afraid of standing in who she is, and I love that. It's so moving to me, the way people connect to her and the way people open that up to me. Is I want you to know, all of you, how honored that makes me. I'm gonna get
girl, don't you make me cry now. Listen, I got this lash on. I don't want to lose this lash. So do it.
It is truly such an honor. The way you all open.
Look at you right now.
Open your hearts and open your spirits. It's a beautiful thing, and it's not what I anticipated doing the movie. That's never what you anticipate, and it's never what you're really looking for. You just want to do your work and do the role. So for her to still have that connection, and for you all to still have that connection to her, and therefore to me, is absolutely remarkable to me, and I thank you. I truly thank you.
The heart of this woman is what you're seeing here. Like, don't you listen, don't do it to me. She is, at her core, decent and loving and strong. Everything that you love about Tiana is in this woman. And if you are blessed to call her friend, you are blessed indeed. So I want to make sure I give you those flowers. You know I adore you. Now, we are here to talk about how Disney is expanding Tiana's legacy by continuing to tell her story and create new adventures for her, for people young and old to enjoy. And I want you to know this, Tiana is a global phenomenon. I'm not sure many of you know this, but Tiana is the face of the very first hair care product line for Black Brazilian children. We wanted to share the commercial with you all, which recently won an award in Brazil. Let's take a look.
Mãe, sabe a Tiana, a princesa da Disney? Ela tá de cabelo solto e é igual ao meu.
We talked so much about, as we created Tiana, we talked about what she was going to look like aside from me. And I didn't know she was going to look as much like me as she did. I was astounded and blown away by that when it happened, when they unveiled her. But I talked to them about not wanting her hair to be straight. It was very important to me that her hair not be straight. Because we spend so much time, we Black women, brown women, anybody with curly hair, which is not considered the norm, although most of the world has curls. We spend so much time trying to transform into something else, and it's damaging. It's damaging to your psyche, it's damaging to your actual hair, your physical hair, and now we know that relaxers can actually cause cancer, so it's damaging. We talked about that a lot, and there was also a lot of conversation outside of the movie about how it wasn't going to translate other places, about how it wasn't going to stretch past America. There was, so much talk about, oh, we don't know. Oh, we did a screening in Ireland, and oh, we don't know how it's gonna play there. We don't know. Listen, the Irish were about Princess Tiana. So to see this and to see these little girls embracing themselves and all of their curls and living in their glory. Y'all, this is
And I want to say, to that point, she's my favorite princess because she was the first princess that looked like me, right? So we all want to see ourselves up there. But this is what blew my mind. I walked the floor of D23 yesterday, and I saw a lot of Princess Tianas that looked nothing like me. Little blind girls, little redhead girls, tall girls. It was every type of the rainbow. And the people's princess. That just... So wonderful. Okay, so here's the exciting part and why we're all here at D23. What's next for Tiana? At the end of Princess and the Frog, let's see, she's living her happily ever after. She's married a man she loves, a prince nonetheless. She's achieved her dream of opening her restaurant. Her mom is happy and successful. Louis got his band. Charlotte may still be looking for a prince, but you know, Tiana's got connections now. So what's next? You know, where do we go from here in Tiana's journey? That's the question for each of you. Let's start with you, Joyce. What's next for Tiana?
Well, Tiana's journey is far from over. Of all the things that she has going on now, I think that I'm most excited about showing Tiana learning that the world is a lot bigger than she realized, that there's a lot more magical things happening in the world than she realized, and learning what it is to be a leader, not just as a leader of a restaurant, but she's a princess now of a whole place, Maldonia. We haven't even seen Maldonia yet. And what that means for her and how the impact that she has on the community around her, and how does she maintain her Tiana-ness, like who she is as an individual, with all these new expectations on her life. And so with the help of all of her friends and the people that love and care about and support her, I'm really looking forward to having her discover those things and to see what the next chapter of her life, and the thing that she'll discover, that life, just like everything else in your dreams, can evolve depending on what are the things that you have in your life and the things that you want for yourself, or the new discoveries that you might find with the new magical situation that she might find herself in for the series. But yeah, I'm really excited for you all to see it. It's amazing.
And brilliant Imagineers who are unsung and don't get the love that you deserve everywhere you go. Yeah. I ask you, what's next for Tiana?
Well, you know, Tiana, we start off with her next chapter, as I shared. And so it's about a year later, and Tiana has opened up Tiana's Palace. You know, life is doing fabulous. But she has, again, this continued interest in being more. And expressing herself in her way of being an entrepreneur and bringing the community in. So the next thing you see is that, you know, Tiana has Tiana's Foods. So she has her own company, and she has hired the community to help her work with the company, which is absolutely amazing. But you know, Tiana's Foods and Tiana's Palace, they are both magical places. And again, she is always in search of, always creating something new and different. And again, and you'll see it in the queue as well, is that how she brings community together in ways that are absolutely amazing. And again, Sharita, why don't you talk a little bit about the queue?
I would love to. So the queue is really chock full of just wonderful things that really point to what inspires Tiana, what motivates her, community, family. Tiana's Foods is an employee-owned company, so we get to get a little bit of insight as to the employees that work for Tiana's Foods. We have Easter eggs in there that point to the film. We have an Easter egg that will point to the Disney Plus series. We have tributes to our animators. And it's just really wonderful to just be able to go through and take it all in. You will see pictures of Tiana's family, exploits that her mother, Eudora, has done with her new boutique, Disneyland Eudora Chic Boutique. Go check it out if you haven't already. And there's just so much to see that you won't be able to take it all in just going through one time. So you're gonna have to do some repeat visits.
That's how you get us.
Ted.
So let me let me kind of walk you through what happens when you approach. So there's a garden area, and you will hear over the airwaves. There's a radio host that is putting out a call. First of all, that Tiana is having a party. Tiana's Foods has been very successful, and it's Mardi Gras season. So Tiana and Naveen are throwing a party, and absolutely everybody is invited. So you will hear that reminder from the radio host. But he will also, at Tiana's request, put out a clarion call that we are looking for volunteers to go with Tiana and Lewis to find a band. Lewis had one job. That was to get a band for the party. You cannot have a party in New Orleans without a band. So we have invited all of you as guests to be volunteers to go out into the bayou with us to find a band. And with that, I'm going to kick it over to Ted, who's going to tell you a little bit about what you're going to be experiencing once you get on the trip.
I'm so excited, tell us, Ted.
So, after we heed that call and we join Tiana and Lewis on this adventure, we're going to get on our boats and we're going to be passing through this beautiful, lush lagoon of the bayou that's going to be filled with plants and trees and flowers that you can find in the bayou. And we're going to join Tiana, as I said, and Lewis, and we're going to go downriver searching for that essential missing ingredient for the party. As Sharita said, musicians. So, along the way, we're going to meet different bands of critters, and they're going to be sharing their diverse musical sounds of New Orleans. So for those of you who don't know, musical history in New Orleans is deep. It comes from around the world, and it all somehow gathered in this one place that we know today. And so they're going to be playing songs from the film, but they're all with their own little twist to it, their own little rendition of it. And so, with the help of Mama Odie, let's she's going to bring her brand of original magic, and we're going to dig a little deeper in the bayou to find all the musicians we're looking for. And, spoiler alert, as she shrinks us down to the size of a frog for a new perspective of the bayou, we're going to find those last group of musicians. So, as the talent search concludes, it's Mama Odie who makes us big again. And for the joyful, beautiful, amazing Mardi Gras celebration at Tiana's home, at the home of Princess Tiana and Prince Naveen, we're going to hear this amazing, amazing new song. So, we're going to be celebrating, us the guests, along with all the new friends that we've met, as well as Princess Tiana. And it's this amazing, amazing place. I hope you guys love it as much as we loved creating it. I love these beautiful people over here to my right. It's something special, and I can't wait for you guys to be there with us later this year to experience it.
The ride was amazing.
Totally amazing.
That's history in the making, and that's Disney magic.
Colorful, fun, immersive.
It brought you a sense of community and family.
Hopefully one big family.
You're gonna be smiling like a little kid the whole time, like I was.
Tiana's by far my favorite princess.
When we go into the bayou, we see that Lewis animatronic created firsthand, and it's just so pretty. You see all the fireflies.
Another added piece of magic. Animatronics, just everything that the Imagineers put into it.
People who look like me, for little girls and boys who look just like me, to have a character that they can relate to. It's so great to have representation in the parks.
When you get to the beignets.
It's like you're smelling beignets being cooked.
The smell, the atmosphere that goes.
Yeah, you want a beignet when you get off from the trip.
They reimagined a new song for this ride, and I'm super obsessed with it.
The song Special Spice was incredible. I've been listening to it like all week.
We thought it was over, but it was more to come even after. Next thing you know, it's a huge New Orleans style party with Tiana and the gang. It's amazing.
It was really fun. I loved it.
It's awesome.
It was really fun. We're excited to ride it again.
I'm sorry, I'm having moments. Okay, Anika, do you want to share something with us?
I do.
Okay.
I am very excited to share that I am working on my next book, A Princess is a Princess, with Disney Publishing, and it will be out fall of 2026. It is something that is very close to me. I've been actually working on it for years, just been percolating in my mind. I've been writing on envelopes and putting it in the phone and just receipts and things, and then I'd lose it and have to start over. But it's really just an ode to all of the wonderful people and children and people who aren't children, but are young at heart, and reminding them that a princess can do, look, feel, be like anything. Yeah. There is no template to being a princess. It is open to how you feel and how you express yourself.
You guys remember when we were all in the house for like a year? You remember that time? And everybody sort of were doing different things to try to figure out what they could do to pass the time. I want to tell you what Anika did. Anika created a reading opportunity where she would go on Zoom and read stories to kids. That's what she did with her time at home. She created a safe space for babies to keep their books read by a princess, or a Tony winner, or a Disney legend. Pick your thing. So I want to make sure make sure y'all keep knowing this woman that is here and why Tiana has the heart and soul that she has. Okay, so as you're each creating Tiana's world in all these different ways, what's the most important part for you to make sure you captured what makes everything so special? Anyone wants to grab that. Whoever wants to jump on in.
Well, one of the things I think that made our experience authentic was that we spent many trips in New Orleans, and again, getting to know the people there, walking the streets, hearing the music, meeting with artists. But I think more importantly, I think what made the Tiana Bayou Adventure experience so unique is our relationship with the Chase family. And as you know, Leah Chase was the inspiration, for Tiana. And although Leah and her husband Dookie have passed, it has been their family, their children, that have helped guide us in terms of what was her mother all about, what was her work ethic, how did she greet people. But again, the Dookie Chase restaurant wasn't just a restaurant. And I think that's also important as well when we think about the story about Tiana's Bayou Adventure. It was a gathering it was a gathering place where you had heads of state, presidents dined there, Martin Luther King Jr. dined there, Sarah Vaughan, Beyonce, Thurgood Marshall, Ray Charles sang about the restaurant. I mean, this is an incredible place. And I think when you go through the queue and you just see the kinds of stories that we tell about this character and how she feels that family and community is so important, it truly is an inspiration. And we probably gained a few pounds because we ate a lot of Dookie Chase, a lot of chicken Creole, and again, fried green tomatoes and etc. But again, I think that we tried to do our best to make sure that this story is one that both the fantastical part of it makes you imagine, amazing things, and the real part of it makes you realize that, New Orleans is an amazing place. And the legacy will continue to live on, which we're all so proud of. That Leah Chase, who is an iconic figure in New Orleans, will her work and her journey will live in our parks. One thing I forgot to mention, again, the Chase family is so close to us that Stella Chase, who you've probably seen, she's on the front page of most magazines these days, we were honored to make her an honorary Imagineer because she's really, deep, in the weeds and all that, so we're so happy about that. And if you listen closely, Leah Chase had another daughter, Leah, and again, Leah Chase Kamata, and you'll hear her singing, "Do you know what it's like to miss New Orleans?" So this family is weaved in throughout our experience. And one last thing, You know, the family has been so important to us that when we opened up in Magic Kingdom, we invited the whole family. I think she was, how many? Ted, was it 50, 40? 50?
Well, that's 40 something. Yeah.
So they were the first ones to ride the experience, and for us, it was great.
So because our beloved Princess Tiana comes from a real place, New Orleans, it was very important that we be very authentic to New Orleans. And so this attraction, we set out for it to be a love letter to the city of New Orleans. And in addition to that, we had the privilege of collaborating with a number of local artisans and artists who were able to do things that are guest-facing that you'll be able to enjoy when you ride the attraction. Sharika Mahdi was one of the artists who did some inspirational pieces for us. Malika Favorite has done some beautiful murals. You'll see them at Magic Kingdom as well as Disneyland. Varian Laurent was a gentleman who collaborated with our merchandising group. And then Daryl Reeves, who was a third-generation blacksmith. And if you go to New Orleans, you will see that there is beautiful ironwork all over the city. And he had a hand in a lot of that. So to be able to work with him and his apprentice to create a weather vane for us was really, really special.
You know, I also want to point out that Disney actually has some deep ties to New Orleans, dating back to Walt Disney and New Orleans Square here at Disneyland. And that was the first expansion, you know, of that Disney park. So telling New Orleans stories, you know, that isn't new to us, but I'm so happy that we get to do it in a new way.
We're all basically kids at heart that are dreaming, right? So what is the most magical part of this process for each of you? Anyone that wants to jump in, feel free to jump in. Yes, Disney legend, Anika Noni Rose.
You know, I think it's amazing that something like this should come to life 15 years after the movie. That doesn't happen. I thought we were done. I thought we were finished and there would be a special edition released 50 years after the movie came out with some sparkles on the cover. And maybe I'd see it and maybe I wouldn't. Right. But for the movie to be done, the DVD to be done, we are on a whole different way of looking at movies now on our televisions. And to have this resurgence where Tiana and the Bayou and all of her friends are back to life is really phenomenal. The fact that it will live, I mean, as long as the park lives, in that space and be a tangible thing for new children to discover and be a part of, and now physically be a part of, is really mind-blowing and phenomenal. And you know, I'm just very proud to be a part of something that has this kind of lasting power, but also that touches people's hearts in such a way that you all are the people that kept Tiana alive. You all are the people that kept the Princess and the Frog central in your hearts and in your spirits. And people heard that and felt that. And that's why 15 years later, we have a ride and we have a restaurant and we are having a rebirth, and it's amazing.
Thank you. Anyone else want to talk about the magic?
Sure, and then I'll also add that, you know, Tiana's look, we took really a meticulous approach to ensuring that her look, her clothing was historically accurate. And again, we had an amazing costume designer, Ina Muldrow. And again, she did deep dive research to make sure that her attire was in alignment with 1928, 1929. And again, it was the color, the texture, the feel. And then when it came to her gown, again, she designed a gown that was truly fit for a princess.
Yes, yes.
I'm proud of just this amazing team that's been assembled for this project and all the magic that's been created for this new attraction, and especially for original Disney characters. It's rare that we get to create new Disney characters within an attraction, and that's what we've done that. So there are actually 19 new critters in Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and each of them have a distinct name and personality. And as one example of the fun we had during the development process, we actually came up with a little bit of a secret character. Doesn't say much, but he's kind of special. His name is Larry. You'll meet him soon if you haven't met him. But I can't wait for you guys to meet these characters. They're great.
When you ask about the most magical part, it's really hard to choose because there's so much. But I do want to point out, going back to the theme of the fact that Tiana is the people's princess, and she's very relatable. One of the things that we're able to highlight from the film in the attraction is the fact that her father served in the military. So Tiana came from a military family, and it was very special to me because I come from a military family. My dad and my sister have served, and I know there's a lot of military families out there as well. So there's so many places where people can connect in very special ways with our story as we continue this next chapter story for Tiana.
Joyce, you got magic in you too. Go, girl.
No, I think there's power in being a witness to a dream come true. I think that, of course, Tiana working so hard to get her dream to want to, create the restaurant that her and her father shared, but being a witness to her not being a person that's just going to sit by and let it happen, and that's like, okay, it's okay to have a dream, but I have to get out there and do a little hard work on my own to help make it happen. And to see it come to fruition, even though we have a whole magical adventure that happened with it, but her integrity, her work ethic, just who she was as a person. I think that everybody, why the magic of it all endures is because we can all relate to having a dream. And for those of us, especially if it's something that you really care about or you really want to pursue, the hard work, the sacrifices, the time that it takes to make those things happen are all things that we see embodied in this character of Tiana. And it's more than just when we sit up here and we're like, the dream of the movie came true, but like the dream in real life of us being able to walk out our destiny, walk out the things that we have, it all lived. It's all through this particular character who made it possible for us, and Disney, that made it possible for us to be a witness alongside her, and also to want to see her, okay, she did it, I can do it. I've come from a background similar to her. I might have had this and I might have had that. That's magical in itself. And that's just,
I'm just gonna piggyback. It is. I think that's a really powerful thing to say, because I think each of us sitting up here on this stage are living a dream of our own because of the thing that we are talking about today. It is the actual incarnation of our own dreams to sit here and have these conversations.
That's right.
And that's magnificent.
Joyce, I am so happy you're the one at the helm creating this next adventure for her on Disney Plus. I'm so happy. It is supposed to be you.
Thank you for saying that. I received that. Thank you.
We know that music is a huge part of The Princess and the Frog, and it comes through in so many different ways and styles. So tell me about how music continues to be involved in Tiana's journey. Will Louis become part of the Maldonian Court Band? What's happening? Tell me something.
Well, as Ted mentioned, music is a critical part of the storytelling for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And again, when you go through the attraction, you're going to hear New Orleans sounds. You're going to hear Zydeco. You're going to hear Haitian Rara. You're going to hear Afro-Cuban. So it really is an amazing arrangement of jazz and the original art form, really, of music that comes out of New Orleans. So it's pretty amazing.
All right. Ted?
Well, and Carmen, as you mentioned, all of those different styles and sources of music that are part of New Orleans, we of course had to keep it authentic. So, we went to New Orleans and we worked with, collaborated with some amazing musicians, New Orleans natives, Grammy Award winner PJ Morton. We worked on new renditions of favorite tunes from the film. In addition, PJ wrote, and as I mentioned earlier, I'm so excited about this song, produced and performed on an original song for the attraction. It's called Special Spice, and it's sung by my amazing fellow panelist, maybe you've heard of her, Anika Noni Rose.
Disney legend.
She and PJ have created a new Disney classic, and to the parents in the room, I apologize now because the kids are going to be singing it all the way home.
And wait, there's more. We also got to collaborate with another son of New Orleans native, a Grammy Award-winning Terrence Blanchard. Terrence does a lot of our music for the queue. He has reimagined some of the music from the film as well as extracted music from that time period. And I have to tell you, when he put out the call in New Orleans for musicians to come forth to be a part of this, they came. And I'm the talent, the treasure of musicians that have participated with this cue music has just been off the charts. So when you're standing in line, you are going to be moving. If you are breathing, you are going to be moving and dancing because it's that exciting. Oh, and I'm sorry, there was a couple other musicians I should mention too. In addition, John Clary, John Batiste, Trombone Shorty.
Come on now.
And of course, as we have mentioned, the incomparable Anika Noni Rose.
All right, well, we're about to run out of time, so I have a few lightning round questions to end things on a fun note. Everybody ready? All right. Who's your favorite side character and why?
Ray.
Yes.
Because me.
Yeah. Well, we know why. Come on. Yeah.
Fine.
I'd say Evangeline. I've got a star on my shoulder.
Hey.
She's like the inspiration.
Absolutely.
Okay, so my favorite changes every day, but for today, it's Lewis.
Yes.
So it's got to be Eudora because I know everyone out here can relate to, wanting to make your mom proud. So I love that towards the end of the movie, even Tiana checks in with her mom.
Okay. Favorite line or lyric from the film? Anybody can jump in.
Almost there. And we are.
And we are.
November 15th.
November 15th. You just break some news? All right. Favorite line or lyric from the film? Anybody else?
Oh,
You don't have to all get into it.
Tiana's Bayou Adventure. It's going to be good.
I like when Princess Tiana, she wasn't a princess yet, but when she made the comment, I am not going to kiss the frog. Because I have to tell you, before I started this attraction, I didn't like frogs. But I have now found an appreciation for frogs.
Love it. Here's a quick one. Beignets, filled or plain?
Plain.
Plain. Audience seems to be with plain too. What was the best thing you ate while on your research trips to New Orleans?
All things.
Everything.
All the things. Anyone else?
Yes, no, it's all things you cannot find bad food in New Orleans. I mean, you would really have to really work on that.
Who would you rather kiss, Naveen as a frog or Lewis?
I say Lewis. We have a kinship as musicians, so Lewis all the way.
Maybe on the cheek, Lewis.
I'll do Naveen as a frog, even with the mucus.
That makes me feel so much better today.
Okay, most fun you've had working on the show or while bringing the ride to life? Which one?
I have to say getting wet.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it now. After 100 times on the ride, I think I'm good.
Anybody else?
I was gonna say, just the best part of this whole process has been, we have a team of people who have come together in unity, harmony, and passion.
Come on.
And working day in and day out with that common vision and bringing this attraction to life has been my favorite part of this process.
Love it.
Yeah. And I just want to piggyback on that. They are still working, and you have to be proud of these folks. Literally, as we speak, they're working today to make this dream come true. So thank you to them.
Yeah, one more, just the last one. Best new character for us to watch out for, and can it be played by me? I didn't write. Who wrote that? Real question. She got a cousin or something? Somebody? We look alike? I think. Okay, all right. We'll move on. Okay. So sadly, our time together is almost done. So we're almost there. You see? Okay, all right. I want to thank these fabulous panelists for pulling the curtain back so we can see what it's like to bring Tiana's story to life in a myriad of ways to the delight of Tiana fans everywhere in that doggone fly that's been here all day. I want to thank you, Ted, Sharita, Carmen, and Gordon. Thank you. Thank you. Stand here next to this Disney legend and let you know that we have a special surprise for you all. You know, we talked about, I'm gonna clean up some of this because we got something special for you. We talked about music. We talked about how I'm helping. I talked about how it was central to Tiana's story and how it helps set a tone for time and place. So Disney legend, Anika, is gonna send us home with a special performance from the original film, taking us down in New Orleans. Sing it.
So y'all know I don't feel well, so if this don't go as planned, I better not see it on YouTube. I'm so glad that you all are here. It makes such a difference in my life to see you all's faces. Maybe next time we'll be
Oh my God.
Anika Noni Rose.
I'm here.
That was great. It's been a good day, and we just got started, guys. So we'll have to see what happens next.
There's another like big one in there.
Keep your hands and arms inside the car and no smoking, please.
begin as soon as the instructor arrives, which should be about 3, 2, 1, right on time.
Hey y'all, welcome to the Time Variance Authority, the organization that monitors all of time. Pretty important stuff, isn't it? I'm Miss Minutes, and I'm here to welcome you to your future, working here at the TVA. Now you may be wondering, what role is right for me? Am I an intellectual analyst or a brawny Minuteman? Do I belong on the judge's bench or in the archivist's file room? Great news, it ain't up to you. We've already chosen your future for you. You may see our Minutemen who'll keep you on the right path through our incredible facility. Feel free to look through our time doors, but don't go walking in, Annie. You wouldn't want to break any rules on your first day at work, would ya? Run along now. And don't do anything I wouldn't do, or you'll be pruned out of existence. Have a lovely day.
Your own thinking. Congratulations. Welcome to the Time Variance.
Please do not touch the time. See this way. Welcome to the TVA. Proceed this way. I see that you're from a different timeline.
Next back. Come on. All the way across. Let's go. Let's go. All the way to the left. Bring you in right here to the right.
What's going on? How is this? Oh, hey, any of you humies have a plan how to shut this portal thing?
Not really, no, for that.
No? Looking to me to that. Listen, I was just busy working over here trying to find some tape, and then this portal thing opened. None of you have a plan?
It's our first day. There's usually like a button that you click somewhere.
Oh, that's a great idea. Let me look for that button. I looked for so long and I couldn't find it. Thank you for that brilliant advice. What's your name, brilliant advice?
Henry Jones.
Henry Jones. It's very intimidating. I'm gonna put before all of your names. This is the crew. You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too. Any of you ever hold an infinity stone in your hand?
No.
Oh, well, you know, Quill may tell you different, but I held one and it hurt, but I saved the galaxy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you did.
What is this superhero thing we got going on the right here? With the little X on you, you got the green things going? Looks like your time stone there, huh?
Actually, I'm an X-Men, sugar.
Wait, an X-Men sugar. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. I mean, Quill puts sugar in his coffee, but that's all I know about that. I'm not really sure about that whole thing. I love the name. It's a little long, though. Okay. Will you do me a favor, X-Men sugar, whatever that is? Will you turn around and make an aisle, everyone? Can we make some space in the middle? There. Nice to see you.
Oh boy. talk to Chewie first, but I'll come back.
You are going to be an archivist. And you're going to be an analyst, I could tell.